Saturday, July 19th. This is the Lion Channel. I'm John. Day 79 of my manifesting journey. Back at home. Got my sunburn and my looks like I still have some white glasses on my face. Gets me keeps getting me. My wife calls me Robin Hood when when this happens. So first thing I wanted to talk about, the Lion's Den. Uh, Everyone's staying non-negotiable, consistent. Kate, um, well, Marley has not posted yet yesterday, but she did have an issue before. I'm not sure why this happens, but Brent actually had the same issue, I guess, yesterday, where they're posting and their comments just aren't showing up, and then they realize it when they watch this video. Like Marley, uh, I'm sure you did what you had to did what you had to do and posted, but for some reason it hasn't showed up. So you want to double check that and just get your post on there. And I will give you credit in tomorrow's video. Brent, he posted Kate, Mindy, and then we also have somebody else who looks like is going to be in the Lion's Den. Rad Radical. Just leave your name so I can, unless you want me to call you Rad Radical. I mean, that's fine. But if you have a first name, that would probably be easier. But anyway, that's what's happening with the Lion's Den. All of those people changing their lives. Like Kate said, she started falling asleep in the wish fulfilled. All of a sudden, her to-do list has not become something that she starts doing and then just it kind of falls by the wayside, like it did with me. Or there's probably lots of other people out there that happens to. It's like you have these great intentions and it's like, that's it, I'm done. i'm I'm doing it. I'm creating a to-do list, and this time I'm going to do it and I'm going to follow through. But as I continue to talk about on this video, unless on these videos, unless you're falling asleep in a different state of consciousness, you can't change. You will continue over and over and over again to have those moments where you feel like you're in control, where you feel like this time I've got the willpower, this time I'm going to power through. But the reason you can't is because you go to sleep that night and the next night and the next night with the same feelings that you've been falling asleep with the same inner dialogue that you've been falling asleep with, probably forever, or as long as you can remember. And until you change that and you do what I'm talking about here, what David talked about, what Neville Goddard talked about, decide who you want to become and fall asleep, envisioning yourself as that person, as if you are that person when you fall asleep tonight. And as soon as tomorrow, things will start to change. And eventually, maybe the first week, maybe the second week, you'll create a to-do list, just like these people in the Lion's Den are, on things that they couldn't do before, and be able to stay consistent. And that is the only way. That's the way. It's the only way. But it's so simple and it's so easy. It's almost, I guess, too easy to believe. But, again, that's why I'm making these videos, because you're seeing it up close and personal. With me, I'm posting every single day. This is 79 straight days I'm making videos. I've been on 3 vacations in the last like 5 weeks. And I still am posting videos. I'm still being non negotiable every single day. Even if I have 10 minutes to step aside, I make it happen. I couldn't do this before. I couldn't do this. I would want to do this, but I couldn't do this. I couldn't do it because I was falling asleep in a different state of consciousness. Now I can. It seems like magic, but it's not. It's anyone can do it. Anyone can do it, including you. If you're watching this right now, you don't like your life, just do it. Like, what do you have to lose? Join the Lions Den. Building the community. It's here to help people. I want to talk about real quick the video game analogy. I was thinking about this a little bit more. And because I've been using it like since the last time I talked about it, probably like a week ago, I've just each day, I'm like I talk about, like it's just repetition. It's reminding yourself you're not going to be perfect right away. Even after I made that video and I was talking about it, like it's still most of my days I would forget for the majority of the day. But when I would remember, I would hold on to it as long as I could. And then it was a little more the next day, a little more the next day, a little more the next day. And now it's almost like it's tipped the scale to the other side. So now it's like the majority of my day now is spent with that mindset where I am the only real player in the video game. And every single thing that happens in my life, in my external world, is for me. It's a challenge or it's something that I need to see. It might be a sign. It might be old resistance that I just have to not react to. It might be a manifestation. But everything that's happening is for me. And so now, because I'm able to see that the majority of my day now, because I've just repetition over and over and over again, it's like building a muscle. Now, even the smallest things, I'm starting to see clearer and clearer. Like with the people who are like really in my life, like my daughter, like my wife, there's certain tendencies, certain triggers. And so I talked about in the last couple of videos how my experience changed with my father this time around. We were down the shore house last year, completely different experience than this year. Last year probably couldn't have been worse in terms of just the last couple of days and how things were, even leading up to that, because that tension was there the entire time. Even though you try and act like it's not, it just is. And it's like you feel helpless to it. It's like there's nothing you can do about it when you feel that way. And it's, again, I would go into it and I would think to myself, oh, it's going to be different this time, but it never would be. And so things were going great last couple of days, and I noticed over last night and into today, we wound up leaving today, there were a ton of it's like I was having an out of body experience. It was like this new person was watching the old person, and how the old person would have been triggered by certain things that happened. And the new person, which is me, was just sitting back and just watching it like it was TV. Like it was the same triggers that had triggered me for 35 years. He was doing the same things, acting the same way. And these things would have set me off, especially over and over and over again. And I could see the snowball. And each time I would not react, and I would just keep my power and just say to myself, like, wow, I used to be triggered by that. And then I used to be triggered by that. And there were like 10 to 15 things within the span of like 2 hours. And I just thought to myself, dude, just, I thought to myself, I was like, when I used to get what I used to do was it would happen and I would keep it inside. I would stuff it down. And then another trigger and I would stuff it down. Another trigger, I would stuff it down. And then finally I would explode. And so that's what happened last year. But now as these triggers came in, one after the other, here's a trigger, instead of stuffing it down, the video game, I'm able to say, oh, this is nothing. That was a challenge. That was old resistance because I used to get triggered by this. Just push it aside. Next trigger, same thing. Push it aside, sweep it aside. So anything, it was almost like I was Neo from the Matrix, and the bullets that used to zip in and hit me. And after like 15 bullets, I would fall to the ground. Now the bullets were coming in and they were coming in so slow, and I could just like pick them up and just be like, and just laugh at it and just drop it. It's so wild. And so I thought about that and I'm like, I'm just going to continue making these videos from my perspective. Okay. And I'm going to talk about what's changing from my perspective, because I realize that like not everyone is going to have this perspective, and not everyone is even going to be able to grasp what I'm talking about, because I have been consistent for almost it's closer to 4 months now, falling asleep in the wish fulfilled. And I realize how much I'm changing. So if you're me on April 3rd right now, and you're just watching this video, this might seem, it might seem a little far-fetched for you. And so for me to like, say like, this is all you have to do and stuff, I realize it's, it's a process. I'm starting to realize that. So just because I'm here doesn't mean that, I can reach through the screen and like pull you to where I am. It's going to be a process for you, just like it was and still is for me. And so I'm just gonna I feel like I'm still doing the Lions Den. I mean, I feel like that's always gonna be. But instead of like, I'm just gonna dial things back, I think, a little bit, and just focus more on what's happening with me, and hopefully that will inspire people to want to get to this point. And so you will start falling asleep in the wish fulfilled, as I said, because that's the only thing that's going to change. And you can look around at other people who have changed, and maybe they don't know about the wish fulfilled, or they don't know about the law of assumption. But other people who have changed, they changed. They had some kind of experience in their life, or maybe they started like working out, and they started falling asleep with a whole different mindset, and something got through to them, and so they started falling asleep with something different. So anyone who you've seen change that doesn't know about the wish fulfilled or the law of assumption, something happened in their life for them to start falling asleep with something different. So you don't even have to call it the wish fulfilled. You just have to fall asleep as a different person. You have to decide who you want to become, and maybe even decide who you don't want to be. Like, I don't want to be this anymore. And then just, if you don't know who you want to be, think about who you don't want to be. Like, if you don't want the qualities that you have now, like there's some qualities that you don't like, think about what's the opposite of that quality, because that's what you would want. On the other side of what you don't want is what you do want. But you have to fall asleep as someone different in order for things to change. You have to fall asleep with different inner dialogue, okay, and different images and different feelings. They impress the subconscious mind. They change what you see and how you feel and who you are. All right. That's it for today. Day 80 tomorrow. It's probably going to be an earlier video tomorrow. We have my nephew's baptism. It's either a baptism or christening. I'm not sure, but I know that's kind of early, and we're going to be out late. So it'll either be a really late video again, or it'll be a really early video. But I will be making a video. Day 80 tomorrow. Enjoy your Saturday night. I love you all, and I'll talk to you then.